My name is Dalen Brookshire. I'm going to be doing my presentation over the Dominican Republic. Cultural intelligence is a person's ability to interact in a culturally diverse environment effectively. Cultural intelligence is vital in helping one to predict their readiness to relate with people in different backgrounds. Cultural competency is vital, and it helps in increasing relationships, performance, and contribution during this globalized era. The Dominican Republic is a nation that borders Haiti to the west of the two nations. Haiti and the Dominican Republic share Hispaniola Island. The country's capital city is Santo Domingo, and the Spanish landmarks characterize it. It is mainly recognized due to its white sand beaches, blue ocean waters, and beautiful resorts. But the Dominican Republic is not only known for vacations, it's known for far more as well. Another great thing from the Dominican Republic that is their great cuisine. Generally heavy on starches, which include rice, potatoes, yuca, kimbasa, and bananas. One of the most popular dishes of the Dominican Republic, and you'll find on nearly every restaurant's menu, is la bandera, which is also called the flag. La bandera is a meal of stewed meat over white rice with beans, usually red beans, fried green plantains, and a salad. The Dominican Republic is facing a more significant population increase than other nations in West India. In this country, 3/10 of the population belongs to the 0 to 15 years age group. In recent years, both the birth and death rate have been high. The nation is among the most urbanized countries due to its high urbanization rates experienced by the late 19th century. By 1950, most of the citizens reside in cities, but the number reduced by the 1990s. The Dominican Republic is run by a mixed economy whose significant components are services which include trade, tourism, construction, agriculture, telecommunications, finance, and manufacturing. The agriculture sector, with the nation's primary focus on sugarcane, while dealing with tobacco, coffee, and cacao. The economy of these nations was accelerated by the high urbanization rate that led to an increase in the middle class people. The government of these nations has played a vital role in the economy. The president of the Dominican Republic has always had a good, consistent, robust approval rating. The country has also had a thriving economy that has significantly contributed to the nation's population. In addition to this, the president has fulfilled his pledges on enhancing security, education, and infrastructure. President Medina has received incredible honor due to his leadership. He has maintained over 60% approval rating in various surveys. The leaders use social dialogue as a method, coming up with the most critical issues and priorities that were needed to be discussed for sustainable development to be achieved in their country. This is an example of the theory of transformational leadership that President Medina has displayed by connecting the non-participatory youth sector of the society and raised the motivation towards a common beneficial role. Leadership is a process whereby an individual influences a group of individuals to achieve a common goal. Transformational leaders aim to provide self-awareness of the group in the society, and this is evident in the inclusion of youth leadership in the Dominican Republic. Self-aware participants can recognize the challenges facing them and prescribe solutions that are tailored to the solutions. The above was evident in President Medina's reaching out to youth members of his country to take steps of dialogue. The move was to ensure that the critical elements of facing the youth are recognized and practical solutions are developed to enhance living situation of all members in society. It creates leaders from a young age, also giving the country well-rounded young leaders that will continue to make the country better as time moves on. It also gives a chance to have a voice heard by the people from children and youth. This also makes brighter students, which leads back to the Dominican school system. The school system in the Dominican Republic is similar to the one here in the United States, just broken up a little differently. They do basic primary school, which is first grade through 8th grade. Then you go to intermediate school, which is only 2 years. After that, they go through secondary school, which only 57% tend to finish because most poor never finish school in the Dominican Republic. After secondary school, they receive an equivalent to a high school diploma, which is called a baccalaureate degree. If the baccalaureate degree is obtained, they have the option to go to vocational school, which requires a fundamental education certificate. This prepares them for what they call tertiary. Tertiary is a college, as we know it in the Dominican Republic. If fortunate enough to attend, it is completely free. The primary state-owned tertiary institution in the Dominican Republic is the University of San Domingo, founded in 1538, making it the oldest university in the New World. Students fortunate enough to go to this school receive a free education because it's fully government funded. Here, the people of the Dominican Republic can obtain a college degree, master's degree, or even a PhD. Very few are fortunate to attend because of money, but it usually makes them part of the Dominican leadership or move to other countries and become part of leadership. Gender inclusive leadership has not followed the dramatic change in gender roles in the 21st century, as women are not as compared to men. Women in the Dominican Republic has always been traditionally seen as housewives and are not to interfere in men's activities. In President Medina's background, he wanted to bring a change by reducing the obstacles that prevented women from expressing themselves as leaders in the Dominican society. Today, the role of women in the society has changed tremendously and has gained the respect, loyalty, and dignity for President Medina. They perform vital roles in various fields, thus are a replica of change in the Dominican Republic. Adaptive leadership requires awareness to be effectively diagnose, interrupt, and innovate to create capabilities through which people and organizations thrive. President Medina recognized that, and seeing that women had undergone a fight against the odds to obtain success, driven by willpower, patriotism, and religious beliefs, to raise as leaders to be counted in the Dominican leadership. In conclusion, transformational and adaptive leaders are always interested in the development of society as a whole by coming up with a holistic and all-encompassing programs that are targeted at win-win outcomes for participants in the society. For the Dominican Republic, the adoption of innovative leaderships as opposed to authoritarian and autocratic leadership styles has enabled a consensus between the citizens and leaderships in accomplishing the society's primary developmental goals. Although President Medina has a populist leadership style, his approach has transcended mere population and became the blueprint for leadership in the 21st century, and very closely similar to a model leader. President Medina bringing women into the Dominican leadership was a huge leap of faith. Doing so actually was one of the biggest things he could have done for the Dominican Republic's leadership. It has not only helped shape them into a better place, but for its visitors and citizens as well. Thank you.